Hi and welcome to tonight's Food for Thought, where as promised from yesterday, the hot air fryer is the subject of today's video. So this is the hot air fryer. It looks like a deep fryer, but instead of using oil or fat, it uses hot air to cook the items. So live on tonight's video we are going to be doing some cooking, and I'm going to show you exactly how you use the hot air fryer. I'm going to be talking lots about, let's just get them in because it does take quite a little bit of time to get them going. So I'm just going to place that on there, guys. So this is the hot air fryer. You can hear it going at the moment. Now you do need to warm it up before you get going. So it is warm now, so I will just turn that off. Now I'm going to tell you what I did to get these, but these are sweet potatoes, so I'm just going to get a few of those. Nothing on them, guys, so these are just dry. So I'm going to open my fryer. You can see it looks like that. I'm just going to throw those in. I'm going to push them in. Turn it on. Okay, so it is in. My hot air sweet potatoes are in there. Now let me show you what they are. So this simply is a sweet potato chopped into, the instructions say 1 centimetre thick, but you can see they're a little bit thinner. I have been cooking this evening, so while they're in, let me just show you what I made earlier. So look appetizing. So these are the sweet potato ones. Now I've put on them some spicy chili oil. This is why they've got the little bits on. Okay, so those are the sweet potato ones. These are the regular potato ones. Okay, so the good thing is they actually do look like normal chips. Let me just, the closer I go, the less appetizing they look. But this is all done with very little oil. Now, I haven't tried them yet without oil. We are doing that now live. For those of you just joining us, we've got some of these sweet potatoes in our hot air fryer here now. So they're going to be done in a couple of minutes. But as I was saying, as it says on the box, you can use little or no oil. So what I did earlier with these is I just threw on a little bit of my favourite olive oil with chili and just coated them before I put them in, and this is how I got that lovely effect. Obviously they were a little bit spicy as well. It's just that olive oil, when it goes in there, it just gives it that little bit more crispiness, so you are feeling like you are getting a treat, but obviously you're not getting all the fat and oil that you would do if you were deep frying them. So what we're going to do, once we've cooked these, I will cook some more with the oil. And I'll tell you what we'll do, I think we'll do it now. It's time to get messy. Right, guys, so what we've got is, so we've got the sweet potatoes here. I'm just going to put those in my bowl, like that. Dun, dun, dun. This is my olive oil with chili, okay. So this is how much you're going to use. This is the really important bit, because if you're going to use loads of oil, you might as well just deep fry them. So if you're going to be healthy and use your air fryer, you need to be really quite sparing with this. Now I've only got one, there's probably half a potato in there, so what I'm going to do is just put a little dash like that. Now this is where you need to get your hands dirty, guys. So I've got my oil and I've got my chips there. Make sure you've cleaned your hands. And what you need to do is just throw it all around, because what you want is that coating, that oil, to be on all the sides. You may even have to do this, look, each one actually make sure the oil's all over the surface. The reason that you should do this, obviously, because they're going to taste great because I've got that oil on there. There we go. Can you see this? Just had a private message from Claire saying my live videos are funny as something. Thanks, Claire. Right, guys, so we are now just covering the fries. So you can see I used hardly any oil there. and you can see they're all glistening. Can you see that? They are all glistening. So just a tiny little bit of fat on, so when we put them in the fryer later on, they are going to come out, as I did earlier, looking a little bit like this side. I did usual potatoes over that side. And we'll talk a little bit about that, why I wash my hands under hot water, because I've got oil now all over my hands. So, if you are going to use the fryer like I did today and make your own chips, to be honest with you, it took me like an hour to make them. It was, you know, it was real hassle. You know, you've got to peel them, you've got to cut them, you've got to then soak real potatoes in water for half an hour, and then you've got to really, really dry them as well in kitchen paper. So it is quite a mission if you are going to cook regular chips. Now the good thing about sweet potato chips, because they've naturally got less starch in them, you don't need to do that soaking as well. So I would say it was worthwhile making sweet potato chips or sweet potato wedges to save even more time and to be healthier. You can of course do, looking for the teacup, you can of course do skin on fries or skin on sweet potatoes. So again, I would really recommend that, because doing this on a regular basis, you know, going through all the different processes, it really does take a long time, and to be honest with you, you just feel like going to the chip shop. That's what it drives you crazy doing. So it's about your lifestyle, and what I would say with these fryers is, if you're already in a routine, you know, where you make your own chips, you make your own wedges in the oven, then don't buy one of these, because it's not going to miraculously change your life. In fact, this thing, it takes ages to cook anything. So if you've already got your routine with your oven, then I wouldn't waste your money. But if you are a fan of deep frying and frying, this is amazing. It will change your life, because it does do exactly the same as a deep fryer, just takes about 4 or 5 times as long, guys. So there is pros and cons to it already. Why it's frying, let me tell you about the price. This is a Salter one. This original retail price is $129.99. It was reduced down to $49.99, and my mum got it yesterday in the sales for 35 quid. So absolutely worth it sale-wise. Just see the brand there. Just have a little Google search. I'm sure you'll see it on Amazon or eBay. The B&M were doing them for £25. We tried to get one, but they were sold out straight away. That was after one day of it going on their Facebook page. We've got a ping, right? So every 6 minutes you do have to check and give the basket a little bit of a shake. So you were with me earlier. Oh dear. This is the issue when you go live on Facebook. So they look really, really unappetizing. Can you see that? They've kind of burnt, they're kind of, it looks like somebody who's got a scar on them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we're going to get those out. They even smell a little bit burnt. We'll try them anyway. Remember, these were the ones with no fat. So this is the issues now without using fat. So I'm going to put those on my plate, and I'm going to put in now the ones with, I coated with oil. Now these ones will be loads better. Okay, so I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to put them in for 6 minutes. The hot oil is on. Right, so let's have a look at these. It looks like a blistered finger, to be honest with you. If you have a little look at that, they look really unappetizing. Let me try one. Tastes okay. Now what I did earlier, which really changed the ones that I did earlier, as in really changed the taste. Pam was saying return. I haven't quite twisted it that much that I need to return it yet, Pam. Okay, is to add salt and vinegar. Okay, chips would also taste bland from the chip shop without these two vital pieces of ingredient. Now, if you want to change normal vinegar, one of my favourites is balsamic vinegar. So let's put a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a bit too much. So balsamic vinegar. I'm going to put on also, one of my other favourite is the pink Himalayan salt. So pink Himalayan salt and the balsamic vinegar. You can see it kind of hides the blistering from the air fryer. They're actually not cooked. Again, this is the problem with the air fryers. They are quite thin as well. What the air fryer is recommending is 1 centimetre thick and 18 to 25 minutes on 200 degrees. So that one probably just needs a minute or so. The problem when you're adding a minute or so is it going to burn it more than that. So we'll have a look. They're really not nice, okay? So for those of you just joining us, today we are using my new air fryer, and we've just put in there some sweet potatoes without any oil, so completely dry frying or air frying. Now what I did earlier is I air fried and I coated them very lightly in olive oil with chili. So these are cold, but they're delicious. I made these earlier, and we've got some of those exact same ones in the oven in our air fryer now. That chili really gives it a kick as well. These ones, by the way, are my regular potatoes that I made earlier, and again, taste great. So for those of you that don't know how to make homemade chips, there is clear instructions that come with it. 1, square your potato into 1 centimetre wide chips. 2, put them in a bowl of water for 30 minutes. 3, rinse them, because obviously you're getting rid of the starch. Then put them in kitchen paper and actually dry them all. Number 5 is lightly coat them in oil. It says half a tablespoon of cooking oil. And number 6 is to put them in your air fryer on 200 degrees for 18 to 25 minutes. Step 7 is to regularly check them every 6 minutes. And finally, once thoroughly cooked, remove from the air fryer, season and enjoy. So as I said earlier, it's quite a lengthy thing actually getting those all ready, but that is the 8 steps to perfect chips. As I said, you can cut out the step of getting rid of the starch if you use sweet potatoes, because they've got less starch in them, and obviously it's just a quicker way. They're really nice. Okay, so we have got in now. We've got about 1 more minute left in our grill. I'll just tell you, there are instructions on here. So, for wedges, 180 degrees, 18 to 25 minutes. Steak, 200 degrees, 8 to 14 minutes. So this is where you see the cooking time speed up, which I like. Pork chop, 18 to 20 minutes. Fried chicken, 15 to 20 minutes. We shouldn't even mention that one. And finally, burgers, 18 to 20 minutes. There is the full instructions here, and it has got lots of recipes. There's samosas, there's grilled prawns, salmon. We did actually cook some salmon yesterday. Chicken nuggets. So as I said earlier, what I would really recommend this for is those people that do eat a lot of fast food. Well, not fast food, but pre-prepared foods, things that you do cook from frozen. And obviously doing it this way is a lot healthier than using a deep fat fryer. Even sometimes using an oil oven, because you put oil on them as well, guys. Right, Kay is coming in with a comment, grilled porn. I think he meant prawns. Or did I say porn? Okay, but anyway, grilled prawns are great in there. So guys, we've just got a few seconds left and our air fryer miracle is about to be born out. As I said earlier, we got it for £35 today. Ta-da! Here we go. Ready? For those of you that weren't with us earlier, this is what the last lot turned out. It wasn't a good experience. But this lot, we've coated them in oil. So hopefully... Ready? Oh. They look exactly the same. Okay, so you can see there, they are like burning. I'm really not sure why they're doing that. The ones that I did earlier were not doing that, but I'm going to put them in again. You can see a couple of them are done on one side quite nice. So let's put them back in. What can I say? It's all trial and error with your air fryer. But what I said is really, really great for things that you would generally cook in the deep fat fryer or something you would add oil to in the oven. So this was my experiment earlier, and as you can see, that was very successful, and I will eat one now to prove they're delicious and edible. These are, again, the ones that we made earlier. They kind of bubbled up, and I'm really pleased that I drowned them in balsamic vinegar and Himalayan pink salt, and that actually tastes quite nice. Nice. So, sorry Kay, if I'm not selling it. I think what it comes down to, all these carbohydrates are not good for us anyway. So you're better cooking in there your healthy food, because again, because it's air fried, it will give it a lot lighter texture and flavour. My auntie has one, my auntie Yvonne, and she was telling us yesterday that she cooks all her meat and fish and vegetables in there as well, and it's really, really great, because again, if you think about what it's doing, it's kind of an extreme sort of steam. That's what it's doing. Air frying, it's all that steam going around, and if you actually listen to it, it does actually sound like a hairdryer. Right, let's get these out for our final time, guys. The big reveal, one more time. Hopefully they're not more blistered and burnt. There we go. Those are my results. So as always, we wouldn't recommend too many carbohydrates anyway. But if you are looking for an alternative, try these guys. You can try the spray oils. As you know, I'm not a big fan of the spray oils. So what I would recommend is to get one of those spray bottles and add your own olive oil or something like that. And obviously it can enjoy it in a healthy way. Yes, thank you guys. I'm gonna go again now. We will be back tomorrow. I will now enjoy the fries that I made earlier. Nice. Right guys, goodbye for now, and I'll see you again tomorrow.